Hey guys, welcome back to Grimreaper at you for another video of Raidshadowlegends. Hopefully you're doing well, and hopefully you're looking after yourself and having a positive start to the week wherever you are in the world. And yeah, getting on with your week. C versus C is here. It's time to do the EMBRYS builds. We'll summon him in this video. So I'm really looking forward to building this champion. This champion's really solid. I've had to wait 4 weeks because of personal rewards C versus C and etc. Let me know now in the comments how you guys going hard for clan versus clan for the relics or anything like that. I know I'll be going pretty hard for the win. Hopefully we can get the win, but we're looking pretty tough for the opposition right now. So EMBRYS was the way I wanted to summon him. He's fully booked out in him. I'm not going to go through his kit or anything like that. I do want to break some things down and how we're going to build him in the optimizer today and reasons why I'm picking the sets why I am, which could be a little bit different. So we're going to start off with the relics and etc. So with my playstyle, I don't think that I really want cat gaze on him because I feel like it's a waste of a relic a little bit on him. I'm not going to be building accuracy on him either. I just want him to be able to strip stones in and then use him as a force nuker. As we can see on all of my arena nukers, I'm really lacking force nukers, right? I think he's probably the only force nuker coming through there other than Valkanus, who is a bit situational from that. And Freya is not a nuker for me. So this is the way we're going to go. I'm using this because feel like this is probably the best way to go. I would like a way more critical damage, and I don't like the attack, but I do feel like getting extra damage will be pretty nice, which would be pretty useful. I will test on him. I might change it, to be honest. Then these are the masteries that we're going with today in today's video. Again, might changes in the future. Masteries are very situational. He doesn't ignore shields, so we're going to take shield breaker in this because I do see more shields at the moment and polymorph as well into this meta. You could also go Heart of Glory because he's HP based and he can do a like HP swap, so that could be a good also another mastery as well. And then we're going to go Ruthless Ambush, and then I've actually gone with Optimus because he can fear, and I will be using fear and stuns and etc. with him. Then you could also go this one as well, but I feel like he's going to have very high HP in the future. I don't really want to set the masteries if I'm being honest. Cycle of Violence is a must, Hammer Smasher, and a way to go there. So let us get him up on the optimizer. You can see he's fully booked. I'm just missing a little bit on here. I think there is better masteries for sure to use with him. Not better masteries, sorry, better relics. So I think there is other relics in the future that I would probably find more situational or better on him. But I'm not too sure about the cat gaze one. Let me know down in the comments if you think I'm right or wrong with that. So we're gonna do EMBRYS, so it's gonna be E, dyslexia for it, right? So we're gonna go with him on the optimizer, and then we're gonna show you how to build him. So we're gonna build him as a damage dealer. Let me see if his speed changes in the alt form or not. So he's 111 here, and it just dropped down to 111, and it just dropped down to 105, which is pretty interesting to see. We're going to go damage dealer, of course, and we're going to be prioritizing this. As a damage dealer, I want to see him 280 speed, and then we'll leave everything else to this. We will want to try and use the best gear we've got on him. I'm actually going to go Instinct because I'm not using any Instinct to my account. And I know that Stone Skin and Savage is looking pretty full at the moment. And also Instinct will give me more speed. So the main role in his team will be to play. I use Lamassu a lot, so I want him to get the turn from Lasso. He will go ahead and do the strip on the Stone Skin, and then Marius or another nuker to fall behind them. Now Marius is 303 speed, but because I can get 50% turn meter from Lasso from my player style in Live Arena, this will fit him pretty well on that. So when we're going to talk about glyphs, we're going to put a 5 on glyphs. We're going to put a 7 on glyphs as well. Sorry, a 6 on the glyphs here. Then we'll talk about this in a second, but the reason why we aim for 280 speed, because if we look at my nukers, they're roughly around about 275. So if I don't take Marius, then I can definitely change that. So you've got Lazarus coming in there with his And then yeah, you got other ones like Rodus, etc. 271. Song Wong's pretty slow. He's 250, but he's more for go second teams. And then you have more bomb champions, which are like 320 to 330. So we want your bomb champions and HE burn champions to go first. I think Gizmak is a little bit more situational depending on your play style, and then you want him to be faster than anyone else. I'm not going to slow down on Marius because Marius will be my mostly picked my mostly picked check his aircon on mostly picked champion overall, so that's for the reason. So when we build him in optimizer, we're going to go with HP critical damage here and a HP ring. Then we'll go speed on the boots, and then we'll go with HP on the chest, critical damage on here. Now I do have a little bit of dust to use on my account, so I'm hoping this will be enough dust to finish the build, but this is what we're looking for in there. Now you can be a bit more situational with these pieces as well, but I feel like we should be okay. Overall, we might change it depending. Then we're going to unlock all the gear, and I really hope it doesn't target my nastiest build, if I'm being honest. So we will see coming in here. So you can see here critical damage coming in around about 260, 250, which I think is very acceptable when he has no blessing. Accuracy around about 100. I'm not going to be using that true fear at all on him. I don't see the reason why I need to. And these are the strats. So actually, we're not destroying anyone really on my account, which is pretty cool. Even Narcissus, for funny enough, is not going to see any strip, which is a bit surprising. What's this banner? 6-star. It's a pretty trashy banner, to be honest. I do have a better banner here, but looks like it's picked up the HP over the damage stat, right? So we're gonna go ahead and fully equip this. It's looking pretty cool already. I will change the banner, if I'm being honest. I'm gonna change the banner to the 6-star banner, which will allow me to lose a bit of HP, but have a bit more speed, right? So you got 17 here, and the other banner had a 13 and a 5. So yeah, overall a bit better. Hopefully we'll land HP stats. So let's go ahead and lift them up. We're gonna obviously put this build on. We're gonna save it as well. So we're gonna go P versus P. And then we're going to go ahead and do this. Now I'm going to cut the video off here because I don't want to make this video too long, if I'm being honest. I've saved it on the wrong champion, haven't I? I don't want to make this video too long, so I will go ahead and save you guys some time. I'll be right back after this. Right, okay, so we are in the arena. I've been busy leveling myself up to try to get to close to plat as best as possible. So let me see if we've got any arena refills. We do. That's pretty cool. I try to avoid using them gems. I know, a bit of a tight bum, and then I just go hit gems for that. Right, so we're looking for decent teams, obviously strong teams as well, to really trying to take out and to bring the utility across the board. So he is, from my opinion, a bit of a speed champion. There is a couple of champions here that are looking a bit interesting. For example, okay, so there is a couple of tough teams. We've got a Star Sage here. Star Sage is a very difficult champion. I think we'll take on the Taurus and Rishka first. No, actually, because it's low. Sorry, level 82. Don't want to judge, but very slightly not great gear. So I want to do a damage test first. We want to obviously kind of see what damage he can kind of put out with this style of build. Now, I'll be honest, this build is very basic. It's not very good build for like what I am in the arena. Most of my builds are much better than this, especially like my defense nukers and etc. So we will be trying to do this. So this will be the style of team that we'll play in live arena. Obviously, live arena is not open right now. I will be dropping a couple of videos next week from my account, or this week, using him on my account for sure. So this will be a style of team ideally I want to play in with, right? Or maybe the Armads there, depending there. And this team is looking a bit tough. So there is a few reasons why. Obviously, my Maris is already faster. We spoke about that when I was building him, etc. So we will do the increased speed turnaround. We're going to go into this one into him, but right now we're going to do a damage test. So I'm going to go ahead and do the reset. Then we're just going to switch forms. We're going to switch forms because one, there's no stone skin, and two, we're looking to do a damage test. So I believe the A3 does something. So it does a HP swap. If this target is a boss, blah, blah, blah. Each time the skill is used, increases this champion's ignore defense by 10% with the alt form and then gains extra turn. So it's not like you're going to do his A2 and then into A3 because this will give him a damage increase. So that's one thing to kind of bear in mind. So let's go ahead and see what numbers we do overall. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Let's slow down this. Now I'm only interested in his second form for damage, and that's going to be his A2 and his A1. So we're going to look for this. Hopefully we don't one-shot the team. We shouldn't one-shot that Star Sage. So we can do a proper damage comparison. Let's have a look. Overall, 180, sorry, about 125, right, which is fantastic. I think that was the highest one we still, which is great damage for the style of build that he's got. Not amazing damage whatsoever, if we're going to be honest. And then we're going to go quit this fight. We're going to come back into this fight, and we're going to test this again. And just kind of show him. Then we'll do a full champion showcase on him and showing him how we're going to use him in the arena. So we're going to go ahead and come like this. We're going to go straight into this. So this is the only way that he can overlap my Marius in his style of team. And Marius still getting some turn meter from the Sifi. So that should allow my Marius to go straight after him to do that, which again, we'll talk about some team synergy when we're doing that. So let's go ahead. We want to make sure we do this A3. So we, again, get the damage increase. So it's a fair damage to see what it's going to do. Now it will attack one enemy, places an extra hit if there is a necrosis, also places a block revive if this attack kills an enemy. Damage bases off HP and stuff. So let's go ahead. About 30k damage is A1, not amazing damage if we're being honest, but that's perfectly fine. That should do the job overall. He's going to go ahead and kill me here, which is fine. Marius goes down to his passive ability. We can do a bit of a revive here. I think actually what we'll do now is we'll just come back into this fight and then just go straight at him for the money maker deal. We are going to C right now, so I want the points for sure. Let me just turn up that aircon fan to make sure that we're nice and chill. We're going to come in again, do this into this. And then we will obviously get some stacks. He hasn't got no stone skins. His team is not the bestly built, if we're being honest. That's fine. Again, 110 to 120. And then we'll see Marius do his beautiful passive, which is what we like to see. And then great synergy between the two. Great synergy team as well. We will want to kind of look at this a bit more. So we want to try and find a stone skin team. If we can, we should be able to find a stone skin team. Now, the way to counter the stone skin is to use lightning cage, which he does have the lightning cage on the Ancora. He can get polymorphed on the A3, which is great. I don't know if this sets off Taurus' counter attack. It does, but we have the stone skin on us, which is perfectly fine. Then we'll come in like this. Now, I think it actually did remove the stone skin on Queen Ancora. I wasn't paying attention, but that's great. You can see there we just done a one shot to Taurus and Marishka. Now, I'll be honest, we shouldn't be able to do a one shot to Taurus and Marishka because you know it should be more tanky and etc. Not with Marius anyway. So he's going to go ahead and do the magma shield, which I forgot about, if I'm being honest, which kind of sucks. So that'll be, again, something we need to practice. We'll go back in there and we will do our stuff again. So let's go ahead, go back into the fight. We cleanse that fear off us. Go back in, go like this, go like that. Again, we do get the stone skin off, which is fantastic. I'm just going to do the A3 this time because we don't need the increased accuracy for whatever reason. And then we will again try sleeper. think she will wake up anyway. That's fine. He kills with that. So, okay, we can do the A1 here. So the passive is going to go really nice with my magma shield. Fortunately, she will go ahead and do her stuff. We can land the stun there, which is going to be great. And then we get the kill overall, which is pretty nice to see. And this is the style of team that we want to play. So now he's going to be a really strong counter to Sigford. Now, again, this is probably not the best we built Sigford team in the world, if we're going to be honest. But this Sigford always has a threat. But on form 2, the passive should be pretty nice. Now, he has got Stone Skin here to come in. It's a weak affinity, so we might weak it here. Which we don't, which is great. So then we'll do the A2 and try and benefit from that. And I think Marius just comes in and kills. So again, fantastic synergy for the champions and really, really solid team overall. So again, we should be able to win this fight as well if we're faster. Again, see if you can replace with your fastest champion, to be honest, depending on who your fastest champion is. I'm actually going to go straight in to his second form because he's got a stone skin there. And I think we can kind of use this to it. Now, it is worth noting, if you do take some damage on Marius, A3 will work perfectly fine to swap underneath stone skin. So that's one thing to kind of know, which is, I feel, is pretty cool, to be honest. We will set off his passive. I want to set him off his passive on purpose. So, because he's got the block damage, we're not being able to get the what I wanted to try and do there, which was get him to kill himself right from the passive of EMBRYS, to be honest. So kind of screwed it up. I guess I'm not used to champions, so it's one of these ones. Double Taurus Gamarishka always a problem for sure. Again, not a good empowerment, but we can go ahead, swap her out for Armads, and then this will actually allow my Marius to go before before Taurus Gamarishka. Now he will counterattack me, and most likely he will kill through Stone Skin because there's 2 of them. Let's see if he's got polymorph in any of them. Hopefully no 1Ds around. So we're going to go ahead and go like this. Now, if you had Lamassu in here, you could strip off the Stone Skin again with EMBRYS and then did the hit with thingy. I'm not going to do the A3 because we want to make sure that we are getting the counterattack on the stone skin from the Marishka. So that's one thing to kind of take note. Because we've gone in and got a kill already, then we've been able to land the necrosis. There's no reason to use the second form for me, for being honest. So that'll be one thing to kind of do. Let's have a look at the numbers. Taurus, quite tanky champions, even with tanky Nuka, even with like really bad builds, which is probably the case here. Let's have a look at the numbers. 135. That's pretty nice damage, right? I feel like that's pretty nice damage. Got Marius coming with 444, 6-star blessing. His build is absolutely crackers compared to EMBRYS on my account. So that's one thing to kind of take a note. So he's got a lot of use there. Marius could be a problem for him in future content, depending how you looked at it. So you can also do similar teams, something like this. So you got C3 Arbiter. As long as you're faster, you should win this, right? Marius should be speed tuned with there, as long as there's no shenanigans with like masteries or anything like that. Unless his Yumiko is really fast. Might be a Sonic set to be careful of. No Sonic set there, which is cool. We can go ahead. I mean, you could play the increased accuracy for the true fit, right? Okay, let's go like this. Unfortunately, it doesn't hit through ally protection or anything like that, so it's fine. Should have done that on actually Necrit, but being honest, because of the stone skin. And then we can use the block revive there actually, but you can see there like pretty good damage. I feel we did take a big chunk out of stone skin as well. Maybe that was Marius. I wasn't seeing how much stone skin we had there. we have landed the necrosis after taking a stone skin, which I'm not too sure why we did take it, but we'll take it. We'll never say no. And then we'll see what the A1 here will do. Slow it down. It needs one hit really. Okay, 35k damage on that. Not the hardest hitting A1 in the world, but that's perfectly fine. As long as you kill before him, and having some nukers faster on him, depending on your player style, to get that necrosis, so you get that extra damage. That's perfectly fine, right? So I feel like we showcased the champion very well. We can have a look at some other teams. We'll take away the Marius, and then we just showcase him on his own. So another way that we could actually play him, which another way I'm planning to play him anyway, would be here. So this might be like a go second team. I'm going to drop Marius. I'm going to bring in a bomb champion. I'm actually going to drop in. If we didn't have Dutches, I would drop in. I would drop in Nishak, but because both of them are magic, I don't really want to. So because she's both of them force, I don't want to. But you could use the same with like Sophorion, Gizmak, anyone that's got like the burns. Through that, maybe not Gizmak so much because Gizmak can benefit from him taking a stone skin. But well, the reason why, let's say they had all stone skin on this, the reason why I would have a bomb champion coming through or something like Sophorion is so I can jump straight into his second form as a nuker, which would be the way to kind of play. So there's Necrosis stacked there. And there's no reason really to kind of let them kind of do any shenanigans. So we may as well go ahead, do a smack there, and we get some damage out for that. So that is another way to kind of play him. Obviously, we can play him versus a revive team. So we could go like this. Now, this champion is fairly good against someone like Nice, right? This is Alex's account. I do face Alex time to time in the arena. Obviously, we're not going to use him. But we could go something like 1-2. We should be faster. I don't know if Necrosis sets off the passive on Marishka. I don't think it should, right? Yeah, burns, poisons, or anything. So Necrosis shouldn't set me off. And we can use maybe Carnage potentially as well. Yeah, let's try Carnage. Try and strip off the stone skin. And then we use Carnage to follow through with that. We should go first. I would like to think with how fast Masifi is and him not having a 6-star Tim presence, we should go first. Should. You never know in this meta, right? But I do face Alex time to time in low arena, so I kind of know some of the builds. So we can come in, do this shenanigans, right? Now he's got no lightning cage. Now this Niece is not in stone skin, which is not a great Niece build, for being honest. The Niece is always difficult. We're going to do this ability to strip off the stone skin, which is cool. Oh, so he's been able to put in with this. That's a bit of a shame because I was kind of hoping to get that off. Yeah, I mean, my Carnage is slower, is faster than him, so I can't use an auto to boost. Just trying to think like how we'd make it work better. Let's go again. It's because I need EMBRYS to be faster in Carnage, because you could use double Tommy to boost with that, and he's just been able to cut in a little bit. A way we could do that is let's go like this then, and then come in with Marius, because Marius is naturally fast as well, and he's a good counter to Nice, but I wanted to kind of do the counter before Nice. Now I'll do a lot of practicing over the next few days with C versus C, etc. So we'll kind of look at it that way. We are faster still, so that's going to be cool. And again, we're going to go like this. This is a way that I'm playing to play him in live arena, is by teaming up with Marius. Just take the stone skin here, and then it's going to be like some situational way as a replacement to my Commodus, right? Because he'll play the same kind of role as my Commodus or Nishak. depending on the team. Now we're gonna go and obviously sheep that big giant bird, and then play the fears, etc. This could be useful because he's force space. We've been able to survive the nuke, which is pretty nice. Now, if we do the metamorph, or Maris is going to cut in anyway. If we do the metamorph, we would have died anyway. The passive has actually kept us alive, which is fantastic. Actually, I think it was the magma shield actually who killed the Maris there. If I'm being honest. Now, if I flip, we probably would die. I'll be honest, we'll probably die. I haven't got any accuracy, so I'm going to try and land some fear, which is cool. So now Marius has a shot at killing me, or the fear might proc. So we'll see. As long as he doesn't feeble me, fine. Cool. Nice. We're going to go ahead and do that, which gives me a little bit more. And then boom. Okay, cool. You can see that the way that I want to play it, I'm not perfect with him right now because there's a lot of practice to do. But the way that I want to use him, for sure, that you can see what I want to do. Obviously, we have to be a bit careful with some situational stuff. I think he still could be used in speed teams like this. Potentially, this guy will be faster than me actually because he has Odin Aura versus the 24. So there's like mitigation of 26 there. Sonic set, no Sonic set, nice. Now he hasn't got any stone skin, right? So I can go into Marius or I can go into him to depending on how I want to play it. Obviously it's not a Marius showcase, so I'm gonna go into like this. There's no stone skins, so there's no reason for me to play whatever. Now you will need to be careful against Odin because you don't want to take too many turns, right? And then because Odin will put his passive up, and you can see there that just goes through like that, which is pretty nice. And then the stone skin side of protection protected my Odin, sorry, my Maris from the Odin, and we're able just to clean up. And to be honest, even if it would need some good luck to win that anyway. Okay, so we kind of want to showcase the block revive bit, right? Now, in any parts, this team is not an amazing team for whatever reason. I've got to try not to kill him too fast, but also not die to Songwon. But I do want to kind of showcase the revive, right? The block revive. So again, we'll kind of go into this ability. Again, he's weak affinity against Songwon, so this will be something I have to be careful of. But as the fight goes on, his damage will increase. That's another thing to kind of do. I don't know why I played that. I should have just gone into something else. He's going to come in and do that. That's fine. Now, Songwon, we will sleep. As long as we don't get polymorphed. We will play the fears, etc. Play sleep there because the fear might proc. So Lamasu is kind of going to screw me there. We might kill. Okay, we didn't kill. I wanted to kind of showcase the block revive. Like against Varishka, we can just block revive people, right? And to kind of play it like that. And like Varishka still does her stuff, but everyone's dead. So I like the idea of using him and Carnage together for the block revive to kind of be a bit funky as well. So anyway, you can kind of see the way I want to play him. I think we'll just take on one more team for some shenanigans and just kind of showcase this a bit better. So I guess maybe we try something. No, because we're not speed tuned. If we do that, we'll try something like this where where we can add some control to him, because this will be another thing player style as well that we'll do with him. Now again, Marius is kind of slower than is my Carnage is faster than him right now, which is not going to be the best of showcases. So we're going to have to kind of hope that we remove some stone skin here, which we don't. Bit annoying, but hey ho. We can remove stone skin there. No, okay, cool. Now, at the moment, oh, so my CV hasn't took a turn. Must have been because of the fear. We can try and take off where we can. We don't get anything. Okay, cool. We've got no accuracy. That's fine. Then we're going to get a stunt there. He's going to do his abilities, but we've got a block revive from Sifi. Sorry, the block boss from Sifi. So we'll wait and wait and wait. And then we will try our luck here. Carnage is going to do his counterattacks. Duchy, and then we'll do AoE here. I think we can get rid of that Carnage. We do. Cool. So now we get our Necrosis. Oh, which is non-resistible. We will sleep Duchess. There. Now everyone is veiled, right? Which is kind of a bit sucky. I'm gonna go ahead and do the new Kia, which we don't get. It's a surprise not to see my Carnage kill. So he's gonna do his shenanigans. She revives. We'll do a sheep here to try to strip the team. Cool. Now because she revives, she will remove the necro, which is a bit annoying. Gonna try and take out the A1. I think the Master Steel is stopping my ignore defense and working, etc. We do get Marishka, which is good. And we'll get counter-attacked, which I know I had to make some type of sacrifice there. Now we still have the passive, which I think at the moment the passive's locked out on him because of the seal. Carnage is going to be a good counter to this guy, right? That's one kind of thing to kind of mention. So we do get a double hit there. I think one of them weak hit, unfortunately. And again, we'll just try and strip here. And obviously, if you reduce his HP or destroy his HP, that should lower his damage, as far as I'm correct on that. And really, this should be game over now. A bit of a long fight, because it's not the most ideal team. I don't think I play it too well as well. But you can kind of see what we're doing here, right? So Duchess is someone that can slow that down, slow him down. We'll take a note of that. And then we'll kind of go through there. So yeah, 90k on the second hit on that A1, which is pretty nice. So you can see there my EMBRYS is doing some damage compared to that. Carnage and EMBRYS damage is similar, but bearing in mind Carnage didn't have increased attack or anything like that. Right, let's go back to the build then, and we will test out. We'll talk about a couple of things for his build that you can kind of do, and a few ways of building. Right, so obviously EMBRYS is in Instinct, etc. And we've always seen his build, and his stats can get a bit better, which would be something I'll work on overall. Obviously, a relic will really help. So obviously, there's a few relics. There might be like cat gaze might be an option to go. I've got a lot of HP, so in Form 2, and I feel like once I get level 1, level 2 Blessing, I will have more HP than most people, which would be something that I won't really want to waste from that. Especially if a cat gaze is really hard to use them. These are the masteries. Obviously, you can go Savage or Lethal. That could be a little bit better for damage options, which could be a way to go. I think we'll roll that out for the video, which could be a way to go as well. Or you can just go like super fast, right? And go for like 300 speed. So, for example, I could have stripped He-Man gear off him because He-Man is H2 base. And the gear is a little bit similar there. So I could have stripped maybe He-Man gear a little bit and kind of took him right and gone for like crazy speed, good critical damage. Bear in mind we've got a level 5 blessing on it to kind of help him, and that could be a option in the future if I'm not happy with this build. I'll be honest, right now, like I'm pretty happy. Like 274 in his first form. I mean, we're missing like 4, 8, 6, 7, 7, 11, 11, 11, and then another. We're missing like 11 speed there, then we're missing 5, which is 16, 27, speed, and then 31 speed, honestly, just from the Ascension and glyphs. So 31 speed would make him like 301. And obviously I'd lose a bit of HP, right? Would make him 301, which with a um no blessing is a really strong and fast build. You obviously want to kind of balance out the speed with the damage, but ideally he's faster than Marius, so I can play him in other style teams in the future. That will be something that will work off. My Marius can be 320. You can see there Marius is just way more advanced in his gear, but again, I will need more dust, etc. I will definitely make him a bit faster, if I'm being honest. Don't know how much HP we'll lose here when I change this, but that will definitely go to speed ascension, which will be the priority next on his team. I'll wait sure I got like 120 dust or something, and then we'll go ahead and do that. We'll farm that tomorrow on that. And obviously, yeah, you can just go straight up stone skin. If you use someone like Seafy, which will put up and uh stop him being enfeebled against Maris, that could be another option. But you also he has extra turn, right? So extra turn will cleanse off the enfeeble, and then being able to play that. Actually, hedging one might be a slight issue, but hedging one will be a slight issue for you anyway if you're using champions like Arbiter, Seafeet in live arena. So that could be an option. You gotta weigh it up like this, depending on your gear. For sure. I think I've been a little bit lucky on this build. I think it's a pretty solid build. I'm happy to build from testing right now. Obviously, there's more to go in there. And it's a good way to use Instinct. I think this is probably like a slight reason sometimes to use Instinct over Savage and Lethal a little bit, depending on how you kind of look at it. For me, it's going to work. So I'll probably stick with this build for the steer future. Anyway, guys, that is it from me today. As usual, please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I've been Grim. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.